I had a hobby of capturing some ghost stories that I found on the internet and putting them one by one in my cell phone's album. Then one night, I suddenly had a nightmare. I couldn't move my body at all, and at the same time, something caught my eyes. It was a female ghost sitting at my bedside. She was muttering something while holding my cell phone. And when I looked more closely, I could see that she was watching those scary stories in my phone's album that I had captured, swiping her finger on the screen quickly. This is funny. This is funny. And this is very funny. This is funny. About a few years ago, I had a roommate when I was living in the dormitory. She was a pretty famous person in our major class and was known as someone who could see ghosts. Anyway, I was in the middle of a test period, and there were lots of post-it notes around my desk, which I put to memorize what I had studied. Then one day, my roommate looked at my desk and suddenly told me to take off all the post-it notes right away. Wondering why, I asked what was wrong with it, and she replied, saying this: "I woke up for a moment in the morning a few days ago, and there was a woman sitting in front of your desk, and she was reading all of the post-it notes you wrote." Nothing could have been more creepier than what she told me. After that, I no longer put anything on my desk. Never. There was once a man, and the world he lived in had been full of devastation for a very long time. He was constantly wandering from place to place. On one night, he was fortunately able to stay in a house. He was so touched and grateful for the kindness of the house's owner, who let him in and offered him a meal and shelter, especially during a time like this. The next day, the owner placed a letter in his hand while the man thanked him and was about to leave the house. "Young man, if you're really appreciative, please deliver this letter to the town over there. But listen, do not open it when you are on the way." He spoke to the man so desperately. The man left the house saying yes. However, on his way to the village, where the owner told him to go, the man suddenly became curious about the contents of the letter, so he finally opened it and read it on the spot. And the letter was written like this: "This is the last food we will send.